What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are coming off of a 3-in-1 day on the free picks. One play away from the sweep. Devin Booker, man, could not do anything in terms of rebounds and assists. So that play was just rough on my part. I do apologize for that. We almost had to sweep. We did end up cashing the first slip that I gave you guys, which was Kyron Williams and Zach Charbonnet. That one was a $507 win for that we locked in live on video. We actually had a great day yesterday on player props. So you can see we cashed this one. We cashed Keontae George and Knuppel, which was a boosted line on parlay play. Knuppel was. That was another $500 win there. Brunson, Johnson, and Amon Thompson. That one cashed us for a nice 2.3x. Then we had a 2.4x right here for Scotty Barnes and Cade Cunningham assists. Also hit a 4-man over on Prizepicks. Low payout. Was more of a just kind of for fun, safer lines that we played that cashed. And then 2 sleeper slips that cashed us as well. Now, player props were awesome last night. We profited a ton on player props. In terms of sports book, money lines, things like that, I ended up losing money, and I'm going to show you the chart here in a second. But I had the Pistons and the Rockets on a parlay. Obviously, that one ended up chalking me out because I think did the Pistons end up losing too? I know the Rockets lost in a very crappy fashion. Yeah, the Pistons ended up losing too. So that one would have chalked anyway. So if the Rockets would have ended up having a blowout win like they started to, they were up 20 points and just gave it away. So if they would have won and Pistons would have lost, I'd have been a little salty. So I'm honestly kind of glad both missed rather than just one. Golden State chalked me by 1 point, man. They could not beat Phoenix last night. It was a very, very close game. I thought they were going to pull out the win for me. They couldn't. Phoenix takes my money again. Phoenix has been tough for me to call. Then I had the Raptors and the Lakers. This one cashed. Ended up profiting 219 on it, but it was still a losing day. We also played a teaser. I had the Rams plus 7.5, and I had the total under 49.5. That one hurt. I did not expect a shootout in the game with the 90% chance of rain. I thought it would be low scoring. It ended up being a very, very high scoring game. So the bet tracker for yesterday, I ended up losing $600 on money lines, profited way more than that on player props. So I ended up being green overall yesterday, but for our bet tracker, man, that's the first red day in 9 days. So 8 green days in a row. Then we missed on the 9th. $3,800 in profit so far this month on this. I will play a little bit lighter today. I'll play half units just in case this is the start of a loss streak, because just giving you guys some, I call it free sauce, but just giving you guys some advice. When you have months like this, weeks like this, where you win 8 in a row, when you start the red, sometimes that red can go on for 3 or 4 days. So you got to be careful. So what I like to do is if I have one really bad day like this, instead of trying to double up and win my money back on the following day, which is a bad, never chase your losses, I like to lower my unit size, play about half units on plays that I'll play a real unit. If I was going to play a half unit, I'll play a quarter unit. I'll just play it a lot safer until I get that green back. When I get that green back, I start my regular unit size back, and I just continue that cycle. So it's been working for me over the last few years. Doing my mentorship has really stepped my game up for this, and I'm really, really happy about it. So it's been a blessing in disguise. And I just want to say that, yeah, just follow unit size, guys. And if you need help with that, I'm more than willing to help you guys in the Discord. Just send me a message. But that being said, guys, I am going to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of VIP. If this video gets 250 likes, I will select another comment down below to win another free month. So make sure you guys drop a like, leave a comment. Make sure you guys are subscribed. I just hit 40,000 subscribers. I am so thankful for that, guys. And just for that, I'm going to be picking 2 people in today's video to win free VIP, just to say thank you. I'm very, very appreciative. My goal has been 50K for a while now. Once I hit 25K, my goal would jump to 50K. So I want that 50,000 sub mark. So if you aren't subbed, I would really appreciate a subscribe. I'm working hard on these videos for you guys, and hopefully you guys have been cashing with us. But let's go ahead and pick our 2 winners for today. The first winner is going to be for Jermaine Green, who said, let's get it. Jermaine, send me, Jermaine, I say Green. Jermaine G, send me a message, man, or female, or woman. I said that very weirdly. Send me a message on Discord regardless, and I will get you added for a free month of VIP. Picking our second winner. Second winner is going to be for Billions, who said, let's get it. Billion, send me a message on Discord as well. I'll get you added for that free month of VIP. My man or woman is what I meant to say for the other person, but, you know, that came out wrong. But anyways, I do appreciate all the love and support from everybody. I appreciate the hate as well from the ones who are hating. I like to talk my shit back sometimes. It's fun. Sometimes it gets under my skin, I won't lie, but I won't let you guys know that, and especially on YouTube. But anyways, that being said, that's all I got for that. If you want to join our Discord link's down in the description. You guys already know how to do that. If you want to join our WAP and get every single one of our plays, link to the WAP is down in the description as well. It's $10 a week, $25 a month. We've been absolutely killing it. I'm personally up around $9,000 right now this month. And I'm trying to get my pick. I'm trying to show my picket on the videos. My picket right now shows $2,400 profit, and all I have is parlay play connected. I cannot get my Prizepicks, and I cannot get my sleeper to connect for whatever reason. I'm up a couple hundred on Prizepicks this month, 300 or 400 maybe, and I'm up around 2,200 on sleeper. So if I could get all that shown, I would show it on the video, but I don't want to say I'm up this amount and then pull picket up and picket show half of that amount, and then people think I'm lying because I'm not. So we're up around $9,000 on the month if you add all this, or this one. This is the tab I was trying to select. So up around $4,000 on money lines, and I'm up around at least $4,000 on player props as well. Very close to $5,000. So right at $9,000 on the month. So all the plays are down in the description. Like I said, 20% off using code NBA if you guys want to be a part of that. But anyways, let's talk about this slate. I do want to give a quick disclaimer about this slate. This slate, a lot of back-to-backs, kind of ugly. And a lot of players right now are unknowns. It's almost impossible right now to play some of these lines because you don't know exactly who's going to play. So I have to wait for injury news. I cannot give you guys bets right now. I can give you guys a free slip for sure on parlay play or Prizepicks, but I cannot give you guys who I'm taking on these money lines until I get some information on who's going to play. And I'm going to go through the games. We've got the Knicks versus the Sixers. Right now, it's pretty much a 50-50 split on the money. Knicks are obviously favored at home. Knicks right now show missing players. So it shows Josh Hart's out. It shows Karl Anthony Towns out. It shows a lot of players out right now missing for the Knicks. Now, based on what I saw yesterday, they didn't play yesterday. So based off what I saw is they were sitting them yesterday so that they could play today because it was televised. So I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to play today, but I don't know that. So I can't make plays without that. Obviously, if Towns and Hart are going to sit, Bridges and Brunson are probably two really good plays tonight, even though they're on a back-to-back. So it's hard for me to make those decisions because if Towns comes in and Brunson's playing on a back-to-back, maybe Towns is going to be the better play since he's not on a back-to-back, things like that. So you got to keep that into consideration. If you're looking at Philly side of things, another tough side to call, really. You got Tyrese Maxey, who is back. He just sat 2 games in a row. Don't know how many minutes he's going to play. They got some free squares, or not free squares, but some discounted lines for Maxey on some apps. I'm kind of scared to take him. I want to play him because I think some of them are good lines if he plays a decent amount of minutes, but you just don't know. Same thing for Embiid. Embiid's questionable. Right now on this game, I'm looking at Paul George, and the Knicks side of things, I'm really not looking at anything until I figure out this injury news, which I'm pretty sure they're playing. I think Outlier is just not updated yet. So that being said, I'm not going to pick a winner on this game. If they all sit, I'm running Sixers money line. I'm just going to throw that out there for plus 200. That's not a bad bet in my opinion. Now, if they all play, beating the Knicks at home is very hard to do. This Knicks team has looked phenomenal lately, so I can't really go against them there. Sixers aren't a bad team either. They definitely could get the upset. Definitely a live underdog here, but especially on the rest they have compared to the Knicks. But anyways, that game's hard to call. Got to wait. Same thing for Miami. Miami is on a back-to-back. 62% of the money right now is on the Celtics money line, 78% on Celtics covering the spread, minus 200 favorites at home. If you look at these two teams, the Celtics haven't played in 4 days. On 4 days rest, last game was a loss versus Detroit. They almost beat the Pistons, and that was at home. Playing at home again tonight. Miami barely beat Brooklyn last night. They beat them by 11, but Brooklyn was up a lot of the game. So that game was actually more competitive than that 11-point win shows. That's their first win in 5 games, or in 6 games. So had been struggling before that. On the road again, they struggle on the road compared to playing at home. If you look at Miami on the road, they're 38% of the games they're winning. So struggling a lot. Tyler Hero shows out. I'm pretty sure this is just from the last few games. I think Hero's supposed to play tonight. The reason I say that is Hero's a boost on parlay play, so they have him on a lot of these platforms. You can click Hero. They had the prop list up. He's on all these platforms. I'm assuming Hero's supposed to play. I don't know. I have to wait and find out for this. I could probably Google it. Google didn't seem to give me very many answers a minute ago when I tried before the video, but I didn't sit there and look into it for 30 minutes like I normally would because I was trying to get the video out. So not sure what's going on with Hero. Hero obviously makes a big part of this. I'm not going to mention Rozier. People are getting butthurt about it, so I'm just going to forget it behind bars. But anyways, Boston is missing potentially a few players. Hauser and a minute is probable, and then you got Harper who's questionable. But regardless, man, right now I'm looking at Boston winning this game. Don't really trust the Heat here on the road, especially on a back-to-back. So give me the Celtics here. It's minus 200, very hard to play. But anyways, I probably won't end up putting too much on them if I do play them. Next game's going to be Bulls-Cavs. Bulls are on a back-to-back, and Cavs are as well, I believe. Let me confirm that real quick here in just a second. 63% of the money's on the Bulls, 66% on the Cavs to cover in the spread. So this is pretty much an even across the board if you average those out. If you look at this, so the Cavs are not in a, they played each other last game. It's 2 days ago, so it was not last night. I don't know why I was thinking last night for some reason. Yeah. So this is where I was saying the Bulls were a live dog, and I ended up playing the Cavs. In the video, you can go check 2 days ago. I'm like, take the Bulls plus 180. They're due for a win. I even told my mentorees in the mentorship. We broke down this slate all together in a call, and I was like, listen, I think the Bulls are due for a win. I was like, they have won one of their last 8 games. I said their teams are due for progression, just like they're due for regression. This is a spot where the Bulls could come out in at home and get a win versus the Cavs. I said I like the Cavs team better, to be honest with you. The Bulls have been struggling, so it ended up being one of those games where I didn't trust what my mind was telling me, and I went with my gut, and it ended up just biting me in the butt. So I'm looking at this game right now. I still think this Cavs team is better. This one is in Cleveland, so obviously the Cavs have a little bit more of an advantage this game than they did the last game. Looking at this, Mitchell's questionable, and Mobley is still showing out. So if it ends up being no Mitchell and no Mobley, I can't take the Cavs here. I can't, even at home. They just got beat by this same team. It was on the road, but missing so many key players makes this very, very tough, because this Bulls team, as we started the season, man, they were very, very strong. So this team can play well. They struggle, seems, more with a fully healthy team than they have with a bunch of injuries. So we'll see what happens with the injury news here from Mitchell. Mitchell with illness, and then Mobley with his left calf strain, which I'm assuming he's not going to play. I don't know, though. I have to pay attention to this and make sure that this is not just updated. So in a couple hours, I'll come back and check this and see if some of these players are questionable rather than ruled out, and just see what happens with this news. But right now, I can't pick a winner on this. I'm not even going to pick a team here. It really just depends. The Bulls are plus 255. Obviously, if Mitchell sits at plus 255, how do you not take the Bulls at plus 255? That's my personal opinion on this. A lot of money on them, like both sides, so it's not like majority of the money's on one team. So that's kind of what I'm looking at here. The next game is going to be Spurs versus the Hawks. Got the Hawks plus 133 underdogs at home with a 2.5-point spread and a 241-point total. So these two games are pretty high scoring. Going to be pretty decent for props. 74% of the money is on the Spurs and 58% on them covering a spread. So that makes it a little bit scary for the Spurs, especially when I'm on the Spurs. So it's another one where I want to go against the grain just because it seems to be working, to be honest with you. Every time I take an underdog, it's like 70 to 80% of the money is on the other team or on the favorite. I end up cashing, and I don't know if it's just coincidence, if I'm just getting lucky, but I'm going to start tracking that as well to try to see what the hit rate is on that. But I like the Spurs to win, man. I'm on the Spurs other than where the money's at. The money being on the Spurs scares me slightly. But looking at these teams, man, fully healthy for the Spurs, man, for the most part. Wembanyama is actually starting this game with Wemby in. This Spurs team is freaking dominant. If you look at Atlanta has Trae Young back, missing some players. Porzingis is supposedly out this game. I don't know if this is updated or not once again, so I don't know if Porzingis is sitting again for illness. He may be questionable. Who knows? But Trae Young is back. Trae had like 10 assists last night, only played 20 minutes. Very definitely facilitated. Assist for Trae is a boosted play on parlay play, which I'll end up playing. It's like 5.5 assists, so it's not bad at all. I'm assuming they only played Trae for 20 minutes last night because they're going to give him around the same amount tonight. So on a back-to-back, they probably didn't want to play him 25 minutes and then he'll be sore or risk injury again, obviously, by playing him that much, and then him being on a back-to-back and make him sit or something. That's what I'm thinking is happening here. They're just going to limit his minutes because it's on a back-to-back again. He's probably going to get around 20 minutes, but 6 assists in 20 minutes is definitely doable for Trae. Dyson Daniels has been stepping it up as well. He's a good play. I like Jalen Johnson. You can never doubt him. He had 60-something PRA yesterday. So for me, right now, I'm choosing the Spurs. I'm going to pay attention to where that money is, but Spurs minus 132 is hard to not take them in an even odds against a team that they definitely are better than, in my personal opinion. Last game on the slate, we have the T-Wolves versus OKC. OKC minus 290 favorites on the road to Minnesota plus 300 at home. That's pretty crazy. 90% of the money on OKC. I couldn't bet on OKC here just because of where the money is and where the odds are. So it makes it very hard to take them at minus 300 with 90% on them. If you look at them, as of right now, it shows they're missing Hartenstein for rest. I don't know, once again, if he's still out this game or if that was just the last game. Minnesota, we have a questionable Ant-Man again. If Ant-Man sits, obviously, then this probably could get ugly. If Ant-Man plays, man, I think Minnesota's live dogs. I really do. And I think Ant-Man's going to play. Like, I think that this is a potential game where Minnesota could potentially get a dub on OKC. OKC's 25-2. They're not going to finish the season with 2 losses. I can tell you that right now. So that being said, maybe this is a game where a 17-10 Timberwolves can beat them at home for plus 300. This is a good spot, in my opinion, for the Timberwolves. I'm not gonna sit here and say, "Oh, I definitely think the Timberwolves win." I'm saying this is a good spot for plus 300 odds where you can get some pretty decent value, and I may end up throwing a quarter unit or something on it, maybe even a half unit on this play since I'm going to go lighter today. But anyways, guys, that's what I got for this slate in terms of money lines and things. We're kind of breaking down the games that I would target in terms right now for player props. You're looking at Bulls, Cavs. You're looking at Spurs, Hawks, potentially Miami and the Celtics. Really, we got some good games in terms of competitiveness. I think a lot of these games do stay competitive, probably most of them. So not really. You can never doubt the NBA, the National Blowout Association, for blowouts, because blowouts can happen when you least expect them. Like the Knicks could get blown out by the Sixers, and nobody's going to expect it, but it could happen. So I don't want to say there's not going to be any blowouts tonight, but what I'm saying is I think these games, based on paper, should all be competitive, and it's not a bad slate in that reason. The hardness of the slate, or the toughness of this slate, comes from back-to-backs and coming from player injuries. So we just got to see what happens. You got to give it a little bit of time, let this injury news come out, and then make educated decisions based off of that. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump into some player props. Let's lock in some plays live. Make sure I don't have any slips. You can see, guys, we built our bankroll up to 7,500 right now on parlay play. So goal was to get this to 10 bands. That would be really cool. I've actually never put 10 bands in parlay play. Every time I get to like 8K, I always buy it back down to like 3 or 4. So haven't gotten it to 10 grand. That's the goal. So we'll see what happens with that. At the beginning of the month, if we're still sitting around this, I'm just going to withdraw, to be honest with you, just to take my profit. But hopefully by the end of December, we can have that over 10. That would be really cool. I do want to say, if you guys do want to get a free month of our VIP, link is down in the description for all the apps that I am partnered with. If you sign up for any of those apps, you get a free month for each one that you sign up for. So you can get up to 7 full months for free. Chalkboard, Parlay Play, Better, Novig, Dabble, Underdog, and Sleeper. Any of those 7 apps get you a free month. You get a deposit match for each one of those apps, a free month of VIP, and some of them give you free bonus bets. For example, Parlay Play is one of my favorite apps. I keep more bankroll on Parlay Play than I do on any of the other pick'em apps. I promise that. For sure, I keep about double in Parlay Play what I use right now compared to what I have in most of my other apps. But I do that for a reason. It's my favorite app. They drop so many promos. You can click the promo tab here if you're on desktop. There's one on mobile as well. But you see, these are all the boosted plays they have. So you don't just play all of them. I'm going to be honest with you. They're very selective about their promos. You're going to get some pretty screwed up ones like this one, Tyler Hero at 20.5 points. Hero hasn't played. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not a good play, in my opinion. Even if he cashes it, that's not a play. It's not going to... It's just risky. You're just flipping a coin at that point. Maxi's a tough one. I like the Maxi one, to be honest, for 3 threes. He typically plays pretty well versus the Knicks, or the Knicks have given up a lot of threes lately this season. So I'm looking at Maxi here potentially. Trae Young's a good one, but you can see a lot of these are from injured players. So they're very selective on their boosts. I will say that. But you have a lot of options here. Just do your research, and it's good. You get $5 for free if you sign up. You get a deposit match, and you get free VIP. Use code FANTASYACES. But let's go ahead and jump into these picks. First pick that I want to talk about is going to be from the Spurs side of things. This is a player that I've been not taking lately because of the usage Wemby brings in. But this is a good matchup. I'm playing our man Fox. Fox has been hit or miss all season. He'll either chalk by 1 or he'll cash by 1. He's been very consistently near that 30 PRA line. We can see, I'm just going to go over, I'll just do over 29. So you can see he's catching 63% of games this season. You can see he's averaging 32. Very consistent at getting 30. Even when he chalks, it's not very many below 30. 25 was his lowest or 23 was actually, until that last game. Last game was a blowout win versus the Wizards. He only played 25 minutes. He had 12 PRA. He didn't do anything. This is from yesterday. So they're on a back-to-back, playing against Atlanta, a fast-paced game. Atlanta gives up a lot of points, a lot of rebounds, and a middle-of-the-pack assists. If you look at it versus the guard positions, they give up a lot to the point guard, a decent amount to the shooting guard. It's a good matchup for our man Fox. I like his line at 24 or 25.5. I will be playing this safer on this one. 25.5 on Prizepicks. It's 24.5 on Parlay Play if you want to play it there. 90% hit rate. I think this is a bounce-back game. Looking at Fox versus Atlanta, Atlanta seems to be a team that he has their number. He's had 40 PRA or more in 4 straight games. So I like this matchup for our man Fox. I think he comes out here and has a good game tonight. I think 25 or 26 is way too low. He's cashed out majority of games this season. Even with Wemby playing, I think that's a safe line to take. And honestly, he plays well with Wemby too, so we can go with Wembanyama here. He's catched at 5 of 7 games, averaging right at 27 PRA. But this game, if you take this out, his average is way up there. So he hasn't been playing bad with Wemby. Wemby is going to steal a lot of the points for sure. A lot of his usage is going to come away, but definitely gives him an opportunity to get more assists as well because he has freaking Wembanyama to facilitate too. So I like Fox here for 24.5 or 25.5. Like I said, I'm going to pull it up on parlay play. Points, rebounds, and assists. 24.5 is the best line you can get. It is going to be a goblin. If you want to play his original line, I don't dislike it at 28.5. It's going to be sweaty. That's all I'm going to say. Unless he just has a freaking killer game, it's going to be sweaty. So just know that if you play that, that is going to be the risk here. So De'Aaron Fox is going to be pick number 1. Who am I pairing Fox with? So for prize, I'll get this right in a minute. For parlay play, I'm playing him with Paul George. So I'm looking at that game. Maxey's back. Paul George has been very, very consistent versus this Knicks team, and he's been playing very well since he's come back this season. Now, what we need to look at, you can see 50% hit rate on the season. 5 of 10 games, he has cashed this line at 26.5. I'm playing him at 24.5. It's still 50% hit rate. You might look at this and be like, dang, this is just a freaking coin flip. You got to look at minutes. 21, 24, 20, 20. Look where he's getting now. 30, 32, 33, 33. If you change the minutes here, and that's something you have to look at, guys. You have to look at how competitive were these games. How was Paul George injured during the time? How many minutes did he play? Was he just now coming back? Like, minutes are a massive thing in the NBA. So if you bring his minutes up to 28 minutes, we can do 25, and he's catched it 4 or 5 games on the season. You put him at 28 minutes, still 4 or 5, so we can leave it at 25, and it doesn't matter. He should get 25 minutes unless it's a complete blowout tonight. This should not be a blowout game. They haven't played since, the 14th? So they're on like 5 days rest. I think, let me confirm that. Did Embiid play the last game? Yeah, it's been the 14th. The 14th was the last game. So they haven't played, and got almost 5 days rest. It's a good spot for him. Maxey's coming back. That does take away some usage, obviously. But he's averaging 31 PRA when he gets 25 minutes. 25 is not that high. And if you come over here and look at him versus the Knicks, you ain't going to do 25 minutes. Look at him versus the Knicks. 3 games he played. Last 3, he's averaging 39 PRA. He's had 40 or more in 2 of those 3. So, very good matchup for Paul George. You look at the Knicks, they have a good defense in every category, points, rebounds, and assists. If you look at them lineup here, potentially missing some players, we'll see. But to the 2 to 4 position, you can see that the Knicks do give up a decent amount of stats to the forwards. So power forwards and small forwards both give up a lot of points, middle of the pack rebounds, decent amount of assists. They're very good at playing defense versus guards, or they don't give up many stats to guards, they don't give up many at all to the center position. So in terms of matchups, I like this for Paul George, 24.5 PRA if you want to play it. So Paul George right here, 24.5. This is going to give us a double up. This was a 1.6x, by the way, so this was a double up on the dot a minute ago. I think it was like 2.02 or something. It was a little over a double up, I believe. But anyways, I like this match. I like this line here. I like both these plays a lot, and I'm going to be locking them in. So that's our first slip of the day. Paul George and Fox over here on Parlay Play. We'll come to track picks, let you guys know. We'll refresh here real quick. Hit the thing. You can see this is a legit slip, and we'll come back to the home. So, anyways, let's look at another play I was looking at. So, we can try to find a pair with this. I've been waiting to play this just to see what happens with some of the other games, but I like Kobe White, and there's 2 props I like for our man Kobe White. So, first of all, as I said in the last video they played, Kobe White has Cleveland's number. He's played well versus Cleveland every single game. He averages 33 PRA in his almost 34 PRA in his last 4 games combined. He's been over every single game. Just had 33 in his last game. He drops a lot of points on him. He's averaging 25 points per game from him. I like Kobe White for 20 points, over 19.5. He's cashed 9 of 10 games on the season. He's averaging 15.5 field goal attempts per game. So looking at this, he had 13 his last game versus the Cavs. He shot 62%. So he's shooting very well when he goes over this line. Not something that obviously you can keep up shooting 60%. You're due for an off game, so this could be a game where he doesn't give us 20 points, which is another reason I like the RA for him as well. So I'm struggling which one I want to take, the 20 points or the rebounds and assists at 6.5. You can get him at 6.5 RA on Prizepicks. He's cashed 8 out of his 10 games, averaging 8. Obviously, Giddy is Giddy's another good go-to guy. White takes up a lot of Giddy's usage. And I took Giddy's RA last game over 15.5, which was free. But I like Kobe White tonight, RA, 6.5. I think that's good. 7.5, I think it's a good play as well. I'm going to wait until it's posted on Parlay Play. Let's see. Kobe White, 19.5 points is going to be a 1.36x, whereas 7.5 RA is going to be a 1.8x. So this is going to be original line if you played at 7.5. You can get it at 6.5 on Prizepicks, which is right now one of the only platforms you can get it on. So 6.5, unless they've updated some of the platforms. But as of this morning, this was the only place you could get it. 6.5 rebounds and assists. So I like it. 6.5, obviously better than 7.5. Take it to 7.5, you go from an 80% hit rate to a 70%, and he's had a couple of games where he's hit 8 on the dot, so he's barely cashed. So gets a little bit sweatier there at 8. I think he gives us 8, to be honest with you. So I'm not afraid to play it here if we wanted to do this in a live slip. I guess I'll do that. I'll lock this in for live just to put my money where my mouth is. So I'm going to lock in Kobe White with something that I think is safe. It's going to be some very discounted line. I'm going for a double up here. Let's look at these games again. The ones I want to target, we had the Hawks and the Spurs. We could look at somebody from the Hawks side of things, I guess. We could probably play that with the Trae Young assists promo. That would give us a 2.3x. Do I trust Trae for 6 assists with 20 minutes? Let's pull up Trae. We don't want to just blindly go into this. Trae at 5.5 assists. He's cashed 4 of 6 games this season. Minutes, if he's played 20 minutes or more, he only has 1 game with 20 minutes. He had 10 his last game versus the Hornets. I'm assuming he will give us 6 assists versus the Spurs. They're not a team that gives up a lot of assists, but Trae can get double-digit assists in about any game. It worries me that he had 35 minutes and had 5 and 6 assists in these 2 games to start the season, but hasn't been looking too great, man. I'm going to be honest in terms of overallness. Now, 17 assists versus the Bulls his last game versus them. He has 12 and 8-16 his last few games versus the Spurs. Not a game that I would think he would go under for sure, but the minutes is what worries me slightly. I'm going to risk it here. I'm going to play Trae Young here with Kobe White RA, and we're going to see what happens. So I'm going to put 250 here. Actually, I might put 125 on this one. I might play half a unit. I don't want to overplay this. Could put a full unit on this. If Kobe cashes. Trae worries me, though. It does worry me just because of minutes. Like, I think this is a good promo. I just think the minutes make it a little bit risky. 250 is going to give us 590. Do we just take the small profit for half a unit or the small loss? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna risk it for a full unit because I like the slip, to be honest with you. So taking a look, those are the 2 slips I'm locking in. Like I said, Trae Young could be a little bit risky. Kobe White, if you prefer points, you could play his points. I'm definitely gonna play his points somewhere. I just don't know what I'm gonna pair it with. So those are the 2 slips I'm locking in live. Hopefully they both cash. If we cash, we got 1080. We'll be over $8,000 tomorrow if we cash, or we'll be sitting at right at $7,000 if both of them miss. But that's what I got for today, guys. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope you guys cash every single one of your slips. Leave a like on the comment on this video for a chance at free VIP. Join the WAP if you haven't already. The Discord link's down in the description as well. And I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.